Now that we've gotten into May and we're getting close to where people are going to spend a lot more time outdoors, we need to be aware of the many different kinds of skin cancer, especially obviously during the summer. Um, Talk about what people need to be aware of or be on the lookout for, especially if they do spend a lot of time outdoors.
Yes. So May is my favorite month as a dermatologist. It is Skin Cancer Awareness Month. And since 1 in 5 people will develop skin cancer, it's a big deal to discuss with people the importance of checking your body, early detection. It's easier to treat something when it's early as opposed to waiting. The most common type of skin cancer is called a basal cell skin cancer. And that kind of looks like a pimple that just won't heal or a sore. It's usually a little bit pearly, most commonly on the face, but can be anywhere. The next most common type of skin cancer is called a squamous cell carcinoma. And that one can spread to other areas of your body and occur anywhere where you have epithelium or skin. The next most common type of skin cancer is melanoma. And incidence of melanoma is still on the rise. At Johnson Dermatology, we diagnosed 1,200 people with melanoma last year. That's a record for our clinic. Now, granted, Johnson Dermatology specializes in the treatment and diagnosis and prevention of skin cancer, but that's still a record for us. Our three double-boarded, board-certified dermatologists, dermatologic surgeons were very busy last year treating and diagnosing skin cancer.
Melanoma seems to be the one that draws all the attention.
Yes, yes. Melanoma, we like to talk about when you're looking. So we advise everybody to do a self skin exam every month. And what you're looking for, we talk about the A, B, C, D, E's of melanoma. And A is asymmetric, that is not the same on both sides. B, the borders are irregular. C, the color, it's different colors or it's different color than your other spots. D, diameter larger than a pencil eraser. E is evolving or if it's changing. And F is just plain funny looking. If it doesn't look like anything else you have, come in and let us look at it. It's very easy to do a biopsy, a skin biopsy. It takes less time than it does for us to discuss it right now on this call, but it it will give you a lot of peace of mind to have that off of your skin in the bottle and looked at by your dermatopathologist.
We can come in, you know what to look for, but
Mhm.
does the general public do we know if we spot something that it's not right?
Well, I believe most people are kind and most people are smart. And most people can tell if something is changing or growing on their skin. And just be smart, just know your body and look at it. That's important. Mhm.
In the summer, and Lord knows you and I've talked about this over and over, but there
Mhm.
are so many ways to prevent this from even happening.
Yes, yes, there are many ways to prevent it. The American Academy of Dermatology has practicesafesun.org. It's a website to help educate everybody. We all like to be outside, we all like to enjoy it, but we just need to do it smart. So avoid the peak hours between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Try to seek shade as much as you can. When you can't, create your own. Have an umbrella, wear a big sun hat, sun protective clothing, sunglasses, and then whatever skin is exposed, use your sun protection. I am definitely team mineral sunscreen. So I like to look for what's called inorganic physical mineral sunscreens. And those are the ingredients of titanium dioxide, zinc oxide, and iron oxide. You've heard me say that so many times, but you and I sit in front of this computer screen a lot, and we need those iron oxides to protect us from the screens, the environmental protection, the blue light, the visible light. We have to protect ourselves.
Interesting. So it's not just the sun that causes this.
No, no, we could spend a lot of time talking about infrared saunas and red light and blue light. Those are all very popular and trendy right now. But that's a little bit different. That intense short exposure is different than the long term chronic exposure you get from being in the heat or being in front of a computer screen. Those cause a lot more damage to your skin. We all want to stay looking young and beautiful. And we need to protect from those. Did you know the American Academy of Dermatology recently surveyed over 1,000 people, and 97% of those knew that sun protection was important? However, of those, 67% admitted to getting a tan or a sunburn in the past year. So as my dad says, knowing is doing. And so if you know better, do better. So I know it's difficult, but we all can do it.
So are people paying attention, do you think, more these days?
I think we are paying a little bit more attention. There's a lot more on TikTok about trying to stay young and beautiful and avoiding the sun. One of my dermatology friends says that nothing looks better in your 50s than sun protection in your 20s.
The month of May is spent doing things like this, but what
Mm-hmm.
where can people go to find out more information about basic protection?
So at Johnson Dermatology, we love to empower people and educate. So stop by our clinic. You can get a free consult. The American Academy of Dermatology has practicesafesun.org, which is a website that educates.
It's interesting that folks my age seem to know this, but are younger kids starting to pay attention to not only what causes it but to prevent it?
Yes, yes. I'm hopeful for the future. I'm hopeful that people are being educated and empowered more at a younger age. I think as parents, we are not allowing our children to go out and play without protection. We're making sure they wear their sun protection. 80% of your exposure is before the age of 18. And we're doing a much better job with our children than when I was younger. They're wearing seat belts, they're wearing sun protection, all of those things.
All right, Dr. Sandy, thank you so much.